It's now recording. Thank you so much, Gwen. I almost forgot it. Bitaw. Ika na ganing, di ba, imong kabantay ka ng guys nga namoy routine every day, every session. So ato ang routine every Tuesday man ta magklase. So I don't really touch the computer na or the laptop na naka-intact ka siya sa iyang position, and then mata na ko ana morning, open lang ko sa laptop. Ano ko dahang buhaton ba? Hitabo ko karon guys is I have to pack all my things inside a bag, and ari sa school ko magklase. Unfortunately, we don't have a secretary karon. Kaya nasunugan man siya guys. So ako ang job for today is secretary at the same time discussion. Dahil na ko ano. I love my job. Charot. Anyway, so guys, I'll repeat the problem ha. A farmer has 2,004 feet of fencing and wants to fence off a rectangular field that borders a straight river. He needs no fence along the river. What are the dimensions of the field that has the largest area? Now, the question here, guys, is going to be if you were to be the farmer, if you were to be the person in the problem, you're gonna be asking yourself, unsa man kadak ang area, unsa man kadak sa lugar nga akong koralon. Kung you say fence, it's coral, di ba? Kanang utangan mo ka ng border ba? And then, it's better, guys, nga before you start solving it, I would suggest to draw an illustration. Huh? Draw an illustration. So, based on the problem, so not a straight river. No? Usually, most of the rivers, guys, ang color kay blue man. So, ato lang na yung blue. No? And then, may mga fish there. No? There. Okay, that's a fish, guys. Ha? Don't think about anything. That's a fish. And then, let me change color. The fence will happen here. Ano siya? Rectangular man daw. Or, the fence could be like this. Ano? Does it make sense? Okay, according to the problem, guys, rectangular man. No? Sakto ba ko? Does it make sense? Back to you, Del. Do you
Puwede.
agree? Okay.
Pero ang
So,
pababa katong
huh?
paligda.
Oh yeah,
Ang
it could be pabarugo pahigda. So let me erase it. I'm just gonna do this. And then if you're going to if you're to be the person who's going to do the fencing, guys, you have 2,400 feet of material to use to fence. Nakita kang options ana, it's either pwede ka mag 2,000 diri and then tag 200 here. No? Kaya imo na i-add 2,400 man. Pwede sa ani nga scenario 2,200 dira and then tag 100 diri. There are possible ways gidaghan gud sila guys. Pero the problem man good guys is we need to find that specific dimensions nga we could come up with the largest area. So if you're going to understand the problem guys, the model that we are going to optimize, meaning to say the model or the function that we're going to get the derivative is not the length of the fence, but it's the area of the rectangular field. Huh? Okay, if sir, nganong ang rectangular field ni mo, sir, doesn't have anything man along the river because that's the scenario, that's the condition. He needs no fence along the river. So, siguro, during his, kanang if the farmer, like, kanang mag-emote siya, guys, and sakitan siya, and then ganahan siya makatubang sa river while watching the fish, while watching the sea creatures, river creatures, mga buaya, mag-search sa mga fish nga, bakit ako? He loves me not? Manana. So that's the whole idea, guys. I hope nakasabot na mo sa idea yun sa pagforma ang fencing. Okay. Now, sir, we have two models that we're going to be working on. But the model that we're going to get the derivative, guys, is the area. Okay, nagets na nga nung area because we're going to look at unsa may largest area possible we can create out of a 2,400 feet of material to be used to create the fencing. Clear? So the area or the rectangular field area should be the one that needs to be optimized. Mag-start ko, o gani siya. If we're going to take a look at that, guys, unsa na siyang 2,400 feet? Hina akong voice. Excuse me. Sir. Oh, yeah. Sir, hina kay. Wait, sir, guys. Ay! Ang hagis. Hello? Okay pa ni? Pilok ba hinay jud kay no brag ka ng guys ang kanang I'm not using my old V8 manggod. I'm using a different V8. I'm using Miss Chas V8. Miss Ibona ba and then ambot sa yung V8 na sa lingo ang man yung V8. Anyway, I hope kanang so hello! Okay na na. Pila ko pa dakan ko konting kuno para mas madungog po jud maayo.
I
Okay,
think, sir, the mic just has to be near your kuan mouth. Kay every time you go away,
palayo
it's
ko
like,
no. Sige.
your voice
Sige.
gets softer.
Sige. Thank you. Okay na ni? It's just better. Sige no? Alright, so
Yes, sir.
good. Kanang 2,400 feet, guys. Unsa na siya? What model can we form from that? Unsa man nga idea kanang 2,400 feet? If I'm going to ask you model, guys, if I'm talking about model, I'm talking about formulas. So if you think about 2,400 feet, what model can we use, man ana? Anyone?
Directions, sir.
Huh?
Length or width.
Length of width. Okay. So with respect to length and width, the 2,400 is a total of everything. Tama? What is that
Yes, sir.
formula you think?
Perimeter.
Very good.
Ah,
Perimeter. Guys, I hope you can still remember these formulas, guys. Okay. Kanang part na ni sa inyong life sa one. Dapat part na sa inyong growing up. Charot, growing up. So the formula for the perimeter, guys, we have um, P given by P equals 2L plus 2 width. The perimeter, guys, by the way, is just the sum of all the lengths of a particular field or particular plane figure. So since we have a rectangular plane figure, guys, kana siya, if we're going to solve for the perimeter, it's just the sum of all the sides. So you know this is a length here, this is another length here, and they're equal. We also have a width here and width here. If we're going to add all these variables, guys, you would get this answer. Do you follow? Now, natin condition sa tuang problem. Atong problem doesn't have a length along the river. So in other words, we only have one L. So from the perimeter formula, guys, we can come up with this situation. P equals L plus 2 width. Does it make sense? Anong 1L lang? Excuse me. Nagets ra? Anong 1L? Why not 2L? Very good. I'll repeat ha. The reason nga nung 1L lang siya because if we're going to take a look at the rectangular field nga fence, so farmer, along the river, he doesn't need to have a fence there. Dili siya dapat i-fence. So mura ra siya kanang magkuha ng coral ba and then the river side kay wala ra siya coral. So mo na. And then we know that the total length of this expression is equivalent to 2,400 equals L plus 2W. No? Are we good? So I'm gonna park this because we're gonna be using this later on. I'm gonna park that. Park lang sana siya. So I'm gonna put like something like that. I'm gonna park that. Okay. Now let's go back to the question that I had earlier. What are the dimensions of the field that has the largest area? What is that element that needs to be optimized? So if you have a rectangle in this case here, what is that element or what is that concept that needs to be optimized? Is it the area? Is it the length? Is it the width? Or is it the perimeter? What's the answer? Okay, going back to the question, Christian, what are the dimensions of the field that has the largest area? So guys, when you do the optimization, guys, guys, unsay sabot niyo sa optimization? Good answer, Widley. How do you understand optimization? What's your layman's term in your own words by your understanding of optimization? You can speak in vernacular, guys. Okay, thank you. Anyway, this is recorded, so for those people who can't attend because of like whatever interruptions you have there, um they can visit the recording. Whatever is the best, very good. Whatever is the best, and what else? Whatever is the best for the situation. So that's a good answer. Selection of the best element by, was it Quinn? Was it Quinn? Gian, also Yan, Didyogson. Yeah, functional. Which part is like functional? You just sir nga. Mo work with aning at 2,400 feet. So basically, if you're going to look at the largest area, you're looking at the best area you can form. Agree? Do you agree? If you're going to say ba nga, anong field that has the largest area, you're optimizing the area. So basically, you're looking at pila may pinakadako or the largest area that you can create out of the 2,400 feet of fencing. Amen? Amen? Agree? Okay. Now, so basically, the model that we are going to optimize is not the length, but instead, it's the area. Kay mao man natong gipangitag pinakadako nga mapurma nato nga field para makoral ang whatever gusto koralon sa farmer. Does it make sense? So it's the area that we need to optimize. So we're gonna form the area, guys. And what is the formula for the area of a rectangular field? Of course, you wouldn't use the area of a circle, guys. Your shape here is not a circle in the first place. Wala tag amaw ana. Our shape is rectangular, pero ang ato ang formula is area of a circle. Wrong na dayon. According to Gian and Christine Corsica, it's length times width. Very good. So guys, maoni dapat ang atong i-optimize. With that being said, this is the formula or the model that we need to get the derivative from. Dirita magkuha og derivatives sa area. The problem here, guys, is that if you're going to get the derivative right away, you would get an error because you notice that you have two different variables. These are the L and the W, stands for length and width. So we cannot explicitly solve for the derivative because we have two variables. We need to find ways that we can express one of them in terms of the other. So you have the option, sir. Must I retain W or should I retain length? It's up to you guys. I want you to decide. Kinsa may i-retain na to, si length or W. Anyone can answer. Sige. According to Gian, guys, she wants to retain the length, and and this is gonna be good for all of you guys. I mean, it's any agree na mga length. So, guys, we need to get rid of this width here. In other words, we're gonna express width in terms of length. How to do that? This is where this one would kick in. We're gonna rewrite that in terms of W. Let me just answer the call, Howie. Hang up naman. Anyway, so okay na. So according to Quinn, guys, and Gian, they both want to leave L as is. So I'm gonna rewrite this thing here in terms of W. So I'm gonna transfer length that becomes negative and then W. I am going to divide both sides by 2. So I would have 2,400 minus L over 2. Does it make sense? And then this one here, I'm going to rewrite this in terms of L. I'm going to substitute W. I'm back. Hello, Black. So, yeah, I'm going to substitute W, guys. W. I'm going to substitute W. So, we are going to write this as A equals L times 2,400 minus L over 2. So, naka-notice mo, nga in this form here, guys, we are now dealing with one variable lang, which makes things simpler compared earlier nga kani siya nga form here, we have two variables. Agree? So, I'm just gonna multiply it. Ang mahitabo ani guys, kaya sa naman ni? 2,400 L minus L squared over 2. Amen? Collect questions sa kuwang algebraic manipulation. Nasabtan ra ano ni ana ang forma. Sige, I'll give you 1 minute. Okay. So I take Quinn's answer as a representation for everyone because nobody seems to provide more feedback. So all right. So this is now the area model that we are going to work on. Okay. This is where we get the derivative because that's a problem that we're looking for. We are optimizing the area of the rectangular field. So arita magkuha og derivative guys. And to make things simpler, I'm gonna rewrite the area as like this. 1/2 times 2,400 L minus L squared. Para mas easier na ko to solve for the derivative. So let's start with derivative guys. So A prime, you just copy the constant and then you get the derivative inside the parentheses. Unsay derivatives at 2,400 L. Nanawag na sad. Sige, guys, write the derivative, guys, and I'll get back if your derivatives are correct. I'm back again. Hello, Black. So your derivatives, guys, ay 2,400 minus 2L. Very good. That's correct. Diba? Easy. Minus 2L. No? And then our next step, guys, is to equate the derivative to 0 and solve for the length. So, 0 na ni ang derivative. So, ana. And then, I will distribute the 1 half, ha? Pila ng 2,400 times 1 half? I did not bring my calculator, guys. Kay maulig ito. Kanang news sa imuhang kuan. 1,200. Okay. And then, distribute the 1 half sa dire that becomes negative L. Amen? Sakto? Okay. And then I'm going to transfer negative L to the other side. That becomes positive L na. So that becomes L equals 1,200. Amen? So na kay length bayot sa manjod. Nga, ang gipangutan na kay dimension man. So if dimension, natay length, natay width. Paano mo solve yung width bayot? Para ay, we can make use of this. So I'm gonna substitute it, ha? Sige. 2,400 minus 1,200 over 2 equals W. Because W, that becomes 600. Check daw if sakto ba. Check daw ko, guys. If sakto ba ng 600 ani?
Sir, pwede ko mo ask sir
Go.
something ka wala ko nawala lang ko kadyot. Nganong ang 1 half multiply 2,400 diba 1,200 sa L 2L lagi na sir instead of L over 2.
Awa,
Nawala na ko.
wait. Ang kaning 2L is from here. The derivative ana. Tama?
Oh yeah.
And then,
Ay, wala na ko na-copy. Sorry sir.
inig-distribute naman. So, okay na? Okay. Good, good.
Okay na sir,
Alright,
thank you.
so, we have our answer na, guys. The dimension that we are looking for, ang length should be 1,200 feet. And then, the width is, what? 600 feet. That's what we're looking. If we're going to get the derivative, if we're going to multiply these two, guys, that's the largest or maximum area that you can have. Okay, okay. Thank you so much, Angel. If we're going to get the area, I mean 12,000 times 600, that's the largest area that you can form out of the total material of 2,400 feet for fencing. If we're going to add, if we're going to get the perimeter as well, so ko ano, so this is going to be 1,200. Kana, siya siya here kay 2,000, no, sorry. This is 600, my bad. 600. Kanisa tika 600. If we're going to add all these numbers, that would sum up to 2,400 feet, and which the total length of your material to be used in fencing. Now, remember mo ni anak ko ganiha nga, it could be possible, guys, nga tag 2,200 diri, and then tag pila diri, tag 100. If imo nang i-add, pila man na? If imo nang i-add, it would still come up to 2,400. Pero, if you're going to solve for the area, pila area ani? That's gonna be 2,200 times 100. Pila na, guys? 22...
I think so. 220,000.
220,000. That's for kani. Pero if kani, pila area ani? That's 1,200 times 600.
720,000, sir.
720,000. So in other words, mas nani pinakadako nga area compared to this. And these kung magunahon na pa, sir, how are you sure, good sir, nga mao so imo pa nang i-try tanang possible ways, guys. Example, 2,000 ka diri nga, tag 200 ka diri. Inikuha nimo sa area na mas dako gyapon ni siya nga area ang 7,000 720,000 nga. Sir, what if be magani ko diri be mag 1,000 ko diri, sir? Pili ko ang ana. Sorry, 1,000 ni diri. Pili ko ang 1,400. Pili ka tunga sa 1, no? 1,400, 700, no? Nya, mag 700 ko diri, sir, isi ka kilid, bi. 700 na dira, sir, bi. Sure ka sir nga mas dako gyapon ning 720. I-try to check pila man ang 1,000 times 700. Pila ka zero? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
700,000.
100,000? Or sobra ko ang kuan? Sobra ba ko ang kuan? Wala ni 1
So,
dapat. Wala 1. So 700,000 asa mas dako? Kani or kaning nasa babaw? Mas dako
nas
gyapon ang 720, di ba? So bisa guys, bisa inyo pa ng paningkamutan nga sa tagsaon nyo nga anam-anamon ninyo all the possibilities nga i-distribute niyo ang sizes sa kanang 2400 feet. Tanang area ana guys mas lesser ani because this is the largest area naman. O di ba? Mo na ang beauty sa kuan kay sa optimization or sa calculus kay we don't have to like do the trial and error kaning ipangbuhat nato diri maka-igor ta right away doing optimization. Question so far for this item.
question sir, if
Go.
ang condition kay baliktad, example, minimum nga area ang gipangita, do we still get the derivative?
Yes, that's the same thing.
Pero which part na siya?
When you say minimum, when you say largest minimum goods kay you're considering the critical value. It's like murag stopping point na kay siya. Murag diha na gyud siya kutob. If you are going to say minimum, same thing gyapon ang concept ana niya. Kani siya largest lang siya because we're dealing with the area. Hi kuya. Kuya, napang ato kuya ay. Largest lang siya, we're dealing with the area mo na largest siya. Di man possible nga as much as when you solve for area kay the minimum. Nato yung other concept na mo work ang minimum. So kani siya area largest.
Largest lagi ng area. Okay, thank you sir.
Question so far. Yeah. Juan, kana if you're to be the farmer kay mag-fence ka, di ba? You consider
Sir,
the largest. Yeah?
ang final answer kay 720,000.
Dili. Ang final answer is 1,200 feet of 600
Okay.
because
Length and width lang, not the
yes.
area.
Juan, man,
Okay.
what are the dimensions, man, of the field that has the largest area? So
Okay,
the
sir.
largest
Thank you.
area of the field is 720,000 with the dimension nga 12,000, sorry, 1,200 and 600 feet. Question. Nagets na? So let's have more examples, guys. This time we're gonna deal with a different. Before I proceed to the next example, I wanna make sure nga everything understands. Good morning, sir. I came late. I had. Yeah, for those people nga who are living in the north area of the Philippines, pa, like Masbate or Leyte, Samar, I understand right now, guys, kasi bising nagsinag sa limuang sa north sa bising. No? Pero diri sa south og sa Metro Cebu, wala na may kay Chesmas. Bati jud ba sa kuan guys, wala yung ring light kay dili ka maka dili maka fresh. Mangita sa ring light. Wala question so far? I'll give you 2 minutes. Sir, kanang i-open lang na. So unsa na wala na question? So I'm gonna paste a new problem na guys ha. Here. Example number 2. And guys, if you like if you want to study more about optimization, guys, I can recommend you a book, a very good book in calculus. The title of the book is I forgot. Calculus Early Transcendental 8th edition by James Stewart. So search in Google lang guys, Calculus 8th edition by James Stewart, and then PDF. Don't forget to add PDF para maka-download na mag-PDF file. Okay. So here's the problem. A cylindrical can is to be made to hold 1 liter of oil. Find the dimensions that will minimize the cost of the metal to manufacture the can. Okay. So before we create the can, guys, mag-start the one thin sheet of metal. Tama? Diba? Ara siya mag-start. Where's my paper? No? And then, for example, this is the thin sheet or the thin metal. I'm gonna form it into a cylindrical can. So from a flat surface, it becomes like this. Like, do you see me? I can see you. Hi. Nagets ninyo ang kuan ang scenario sa problem? So I'm gonna draw from a flat into a thin. Oops, not that. Kana siya, and then kana siya, and then kana, and then kana, and then where, put it siya, and then where. Okay. So, na-picture out na ninyo sa mahitabo sa flat surface, right? Now, remember that this is the length. This is the width. Tama? Inigroll nimo sa flat nga sana, metal, guys. This becomes what we are talking about, this one here. Ana siyang form. And if we're going to connect that here, that's going to become a circle. Amen? Agree? Right? Do you agree? That's going to become a circle. And because you are creating a can, dapat na akay upper and lower portion of it. And because that's going to be a closed can, so that's going to be shaded there. That's going to be not wala siya buslot dapat dira. And what's the area of that? Remember, that's a circle. So that's going to be pi r squared. Amen? Agree? And that's going to be the same thing here. It's the bottom part. Because the bottom part is also a circle. And because you're creating a can, dapat wala na siya bangag dira. That's another pi r squared. Agree? Follow? Okay. Now, going back to this situation here. This form here, guys, because we are actually looking at the surface area of a thin can, of the metal can. We're looking for the surface area of it. No? Ana. This is the height. Sorry, this is the height, which is technically the width of the thin can. The length here that we have, this is actually what we have the kanang sana edge sa circle or edge sa bottom of saw. And unsa may
Circumference, sir?
yes, very good. Unsa may formula ana?
So which one?
Kanang circumference.
2 pi r ba yun?
Very good. 2 pi r. No, guys, kaning mga formula ha, guys, dapat kanang as much as possible nakaagi na unta mo ani ba. Kanang mag-reminisce na tas mga formula nga ron nagian. All right. So after ani, guys, is going to be the surface area. So nanatay duha ka book area sa bottom and top part of the can. So i-add na nimong duha, you would have 2 pi r squared plus unsa may area aning lawas sa imong can. The area sa lawas sa imong can, guys, is simply the area aning rectangular shape here. And what's the area of the rectangular shape? That's going to be length times width. Your length is the 2 pi r times your h, which is your width. So that's going to be 2 pi r h. That's going to be your model that needs to be optimized. Tanawa, find the dimensions that will minimize the cost of the metal to manufacture the can. So that's your model to minimize the can. That's a surface area. The problem here is that we have two different variables. the R and the R and the so no, the R and the height. So how to get rid of one of them, sir? Kung ilisan nako in terms of RCH, unsa may isabisyon nako, sir? That's a good question. Here, unsay formula sa volume sa cylinder? Anyone can remember? Unsay formula sa volume sa cylinder? R times H?
Well,
Very
sir,
good,
wala ko
plus 2. Go.
out naman eh. Pwede na din a word.
Okay, so the area, the volume formula, guys, is given by pi r squared times h. And this, unsa may values of volume? What do you think? What's the values of volume?
1 liter.
1 liter, which is equivalent to 1,000. Okay, when you say liter,
Milliliter.
guys, thousands man ang liter. No? So from here, we can solve in terms of h by dividing both sides by ang kanang length times width times height ko, and that's for kanang mga box nga form. Kanang mga box ba, box. Pero when it comes to cylinder, like kanang mga curve shape, okay, ang formula niya kay mao na pi r squared times height. So I'm gonna solve in terms of h. So may tabuan ni guys, h equals 1,000 over pi r squared. And this h here will be substituted sa h sa surface area para we are going to have one variable na lang and we can solve for the derivative na. Sige. A equals 2 pi r squared. That's pi, guys. Kasi ganun na. Plus 2 pi r times, instead of writing h, I'm going to be writing 1,000 over pi r squared. And then, ato na siyang i-simplify, guys. 2 pi r squared plus, makancel si pi, makancel si r, pero dapat r mabilin sa ubos. So that's going to become 2,000 over r. Follow? Nakagets? Mauna ni atong kuhaan og derivative. So mag-derivative na taan ni guys, no? A prime equals, ang derivative ng first expression is 4 pi r, no? Minus 2,000 over r squared. Kamo na like confirm, guys, nga nung mauni siya. Just use quotient rule aning a form here. You should get this answer. 2,000 over r squared. Let me check my solution para sure po.
Sir, ang pi, di siya ma-affected sa derivative?
Constant man na siya.
Aw.
So, moro na siya 2. Kuyog na siya sa 2.
Okay.
Okay na? And then, I am going to solve for r na by equating this thing here into 0, changing the derivative into 0. So that's going to be 4 pi r minus 2,000 over r squared. And then I'm going to transfer negative 2,000 over r squared. So that's going to become positive 2,000 over r squared equals 4 pi r. Follow? Okay. I'm going to do cross multiplication. So I know there's 1 here. So may tabuan ni, multiply po na ako dito. So may tabuan na guys, 4 pi r cubed equals 2,000. Sakto? Dividing both sides by 4, I would have pi r cubed. What is 2,000 over 4? Hindi ko comfortable magamit ng calculus sa cellphone. What's the answer? 500? 500. 500 No? And after ana, i-divide ako both sides by pi. That's gonna become r cubed equals 500 over pi. And then I'm going to solve for r. We would get cube root of 500 over pi. That's extended to the lobos. Let me check my previous question. Okay, sakto. And then ato na siyang i-simplify into two decimal places lang, guys. Education. Sige. Okay, and then 500 divided by 500. No, no. Ano sige gamit so over pi. 5.42. Very good. So our radius, guys, our radius is 5.42. That's our radius. Pero ang gipangita sa problem, guys, is the dimension of the can. So, ang pangitaw nimong dimension sa can, guys, you need to have the radius, which is your okay na naka-radius, na naka-radius. You're done with the radius. By the way, guys, in kuan siya ha, um, it's not in liter, but it's in feet. Na naka-radius. And then, your height. How to solve for height, sir? Dara. Dara imong height. No? So, sabi siya talang kaana. H equals 1,000 over, sorry nga naman na. Ano na? Over pi. Your radius is 5.42 squared. Can you simplify this, guys? Round it off to the nearest two decimal places. I got 10, 30, 84. Very good. So your height, guys, is 10.84. This is your answer. Your height is 10.84 and your radius is 5.42. Maora na ang dimension of a cylindrical shapes, guys. That's the can. Lamig lawas ang can. Oy, buntis ang can. So this is the radius. This is the height.
Sir, ang unit is what?
cm. Diba, I think,
Okay, thank you.
yeah, cm. In cm na siya. Kay liters man ang gamit. Yeah, cm. Let me try to check ha. 1,000. Oh, lagi sakto. 1 liter is equivalent to 1 cubic centimeter. Question so far. Masabtang na, guys. Maka-answer na ka ini quiz. Okay, that's it for today, guys. I'm gonna talk about more. I'm gonna move to another topic next week. So I'm gonna upload an assignment in tomorrow, guys. That's going to be deadline Saturday. So that's Saturday, 11:59 p.m. So we have now two assignments for the fourth quarter, 4.1 and 4.2. Okay, and expect for a quiz next week, Friday. Not this week, next week pa. Next week, Friday. Questions so far?
None so far, sir.
How about the other guys, other people? I'm gonna record a video as well that talks about more examples of optimization. Okay, I know nga, medyo complicated sa sir. It is, I mean, dili sa ko ingon nga, sa koong part, complicated. It's my field of expertise man. Pero sa inyong part, guys, you need more examples. If you need more examples, katulig nga book katong kang James Stewart, the Calculus 7, kang Lighthold. Those books are very good in discussing the answers. And there are also a lot of YouTube videos how to answer optimization. I can guarantee you, nasa Khan Academy, guys. Some of the things that I learned is also coming from Khan Academy. Yeah. Question? That's it. Great. Thank you so much for your time, guys. And I hope to see you next week. And again, please, wala na yung tayo malate sa kwan ha. Wala na yung malate sa assignments ha. 11:59 p.m. Saturday. Okay? Are we good?
Yes, sir. Thank you and goodbye, sir.
Thank you and take care, guys.
Goodbye and thank you, sir.
Bye.
Goodbye,
Goodbye and thank you,
sir.
sir.
Goodbye. Thank you, sir.
Bye, sir. Thanks. Have
Goodbye
a
and
great
thank you,
day.
sir.
Bye, sir.
Bye, sir.